3,
Yep.
2, 1.
Welcome back to the Leader
Leader
Podcast. I just did this, so it's very clear that there's nothing.
Welcome
nothing in
back.
here. It's a prop, people. It's a prop.
We used to film this in the morning.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like 7:30 at night because we're so far behind.
Yeah, well, this room is like blackout. You have no
Yeah.
idea what the time of day is. We also are an hour and 12 minutes late.
We are.
From what time we were supposed to start.
I know.
That's my fault.
I don't know. It's partially my fault.
Did you get things done?
I got an impromptu meeting done.
So that meeting would have interrupted while we were filming.
Well, if we had been filming, the meeting wouldn't have happened. But
okay.
since I
There you
was
go.
in there and you said, hey, maybe closer to 2, I'll text you. I was like, all right, well, then I can take this.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, let's shout some people out.
Let's shout some people out. First, brand new to the team,
This mug is yours.
Madison Price.
In the Leader workroom.
Madison's going to be working with check-in on Wednesday nights.
Heck yeah, she is.
And as she left, said, and maybe other things.
Ooh,
so
Madison, careful what you wish for.
We have a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you guys know anyone who wants to work and check in on Wednesday nights.
Yeah. Or literally anywhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So.
I was trying to think of something that they could do that was going to be ridiculous, but I couldn't. So
They could do pre-safety back patio when it's 12 degrees outside.
yeah.
Yeah.
We need to, sorry to those people.
Yeah. V came in today and she was like, I brought a bunch of stuff in case I'm really going to be on the back patio. I was like, no, we won't do it. We'll move you inside tonight.
Yeah, we haven't revisited that strategy since August.
Yeah.
Patio strategy.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a good idea. Also, I don't think any kids are coming early right now. And
no,
so they just
sorry,
sit out there.
Marissa, Justin.
They just all sit out there
V.
and think.
Yeah. Ponder.
Love it.
Well, sweet. Well, welcome, Madison. Glad to have you.
Yeah,
This is
welcome
the
to the team.
first meeting in a cycle, so we're saying hey to our newbies. So
Yeah, love it.
we're starting a little mini series on the podcast called Welcome.
Welcome
Welcome.
to.
Also, look, I updated the year. So
Nice. We're finally in the
we're
new.
finally in 2025. 4 podcasts in. Look at us.
I love it.
Well,
It's so good.
you wrote these? You wrote these.
Yeah,
so
I
what
was
did you
just
have in
thinking
mind?
about. Well, I was just thinking about the experience, basically from the street to the seat, for students, and how, in some ways, we're really knocking that out of the park, and there are other ways where maybe needs improvement. Like maybe we could do a little bit more. So I was just thinking about the 4 stages a kid goes through before they're actually in your small group.
Oh yeah, for
right?
sure.
So they're getting out of their car or walking across the creek or whatever
Yep.
the case may be. So
Yep.
there's the outside part.
Yeah.
Next week, we're going to talk about the inside part. So what happens as soon as they walk in the door?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what happens in large groups. So this is more specifically for Sundays, but could also apply to Wednesdays. Like when they walk into that large group room, what are we doing around and amongst
To help
them?
make it feel
Like-
warm, inviting, welcoming, like a place that they can
I have a pet peeve and we're
call
doing
home.
it. So that was what I was thinking of, but we'll get there on week 3.
All right.
And then we're going to talk about small group and how are you kicking off your time with your kids
That's good.
to help them feel welcome.
Well,
so.
so let's talk about outside then.
Yeah. So what does it mean to feel welcomed from the outside?
Yeah. I mean, we have some uphill battles.
We do.
As a ministry and as a building.
Right.
So one of the uphill battles that we have facing us is most people on Sundays are coming from across the creek. They're walking to the back of our building.
Yeah.
And they're having to walk the full length of our building before they get to our quote unquote front doors.
Right.
Like I found one week people out at the back patio because I was going to the bathroom and they were new. They were trying to get in.
You're going to the bathroom on the patio?
No, I was going to the one by the door, but they were
the
at the
adult
door
onlys.
knocking.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, and they're like, "Is this where we
Is
go?"
this place open?
And
Yeah.
valid question.
Yeah, that's
'cause
actually a great
that's
point.
Where the door looks like it should
That
go.
actually wasn't even on my radar.
Yeah.
So now we're going to have a thing to talk about at our next staff meeting. Like, how are we going to fix that?
But then also our main entrance door.
Yeah.
Right.
I
like
mean,
parking
you
lot
know,
and
when
all
we
that.
did this big remodel, and part of the fix was, could we please not look closed? Like when you're standing outside and you're looking in, the building looks, or at that time, looked closed. So we updated lighting and did a bunch of stuff on the inside to engage the outside, right? That giant television you can now see from the outside. The lights are on. You can tell there are people in the building.
Yeah.
The main thing that we tried to do was engage students in greeting as kids are walking up.
For sure.
So they're not walking
Shout out to Kaylee running the hello team.
Crushing the hello team. Yeah. And so, is there more? Should there be more? Should we have people down by the bridge?
Comment down below. What should we be
let us
adding
know.
in?
Yeah.
And who are you recruiting to fill that role?
Or are you leaving service early so you can come and fill that role? But generally speaking, a student's experience of feeling welcomed happens before they ever get inside the doors.
Yeah.
And we have to do a good job of figuring out the best way to do that without it seeming disingenuous, because we've all been at the place where like, yeah, I'm so glad you're here. And you're like, you don't
no,
even
you're
know.
not.
Yeah. You wouldn't recognize me if I walked back out here and gave you a high five. Like,
yeah, we'd think you're still new.
Yeah, exactly. You'd welcome me a second time.
We should do that. We should have a student.
We should.
Like walk through, see how many times they
get
greeted before. Like, haven't you been here already?
Yeah, it's a great idea. Let's set up the hello team. But what looks welcoming to a kid, might not look welcoming to an adult. And what is welcoming to a kid is often somebody noticing that they're there. So when they have to come up and open the door themselves, and especially since half of our doors stay locked on Sunday morning.
Yeah, oops.
The back doors and the front doors.
Yeah.
Like we only have one set of doors.
And the doors to the field and the cafe doors.
So if somebody's not there holding the door open, like if you're going by percentages, 80% of our doors are locked on Sunday morning. So
it's a wonder we have anyone even here.
Yeah, exactly. We got to figure out a way
So
to
if you're
make
standing in the lobby and you see someone walking to a door that's going to be locked, stop talking.
And open the door.
Open the door for them.
Yeah, or not walking to a door that's locked. Like if you see a kid walking up, go meet them before they get in. Yeah. They ought to have at least one greet before they get in the building.
Yeah, minimum.
That would be the goal.
Minimum.
Yeah, something besides our blow up guy.
Yeah.
We haven't used him in a while.
Yeah, I was going to say.
We need to pull him back
He
out.
died with Eli.
We need to resurrect him.
Yeah. I was literally just thinking, like, we haven't done that guy in a minute.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that like falls by the wayside.
I think that we need to pass that to Ben Hurlburt.
We do. Speaking of which,
Kip's transition.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of that transition.
So if you guys didn't know, if you don't come on Wednesdays, you would have no way of knowing. But
who
this
guy even is, maybe.
Yeah. Well, you might see him on Sundays. He's a guy. He's on the worship team technically, but recently we invited.
Technically.
I don't know.
I love your caveat. Technically, I mean, actually, officially, he's on the worship team.
Yeah.
We're also adopting him a little bit.
We are, yeah. So he's the worship leader on Wednesday nights for students. If you're not here on Wednesdays, you would have no way of knowing. Yeah. He sings on Sunday mornings every once in a while with the worship team, but he's now officially a member of the students team.
He is.
With
Kaylin's transition over to preschool, we needed just an extra set of hands, and Ben has some extra time. So
Ben has hands.
Ben has hands. He's going to join the team.
Temporarily
to help us make sure things keep running around here.
Yep. And if you're not here on Wednesdays, you might not know, but Ben has done a fantastic job of getting teenagers serving on the worship team.
Yeah,
listen, Kaylee, I love you. Getting a kid to stand in front of a door and keep it open takes a lot less skill than getting a kid up to snuff to sing, play an instrument. Like, there's a lot more that goes into.
You guys have seen American Idol,
Yeah.
Like, there are a whole lot of people that think they should have been stars on that show that never even made it past the first cut.
So all the love in the world to Ben, but story time.
Oh, well, there's a story time.
Yeah. So a couple weeks ago, Ben was really proud because, he was passing off some leadership.
Okay.
And so he wasn't doing everything. And in that same week, the band and Ben ended up in two completely different parts of the song. And
during actual worship?
Oh, yeah.
Where was I?
I don't know.
I don't remember
for some reason. And but so
wow.
Because they do these things.
That never happened.
Because they do these things called in-ear and tracks, if they try to adjust, it throws all of that off. It throws off the tempo and it throws off the backing track to help fill in. Because I don't want to ruin everything for you guys, but not every sound you hear coming from the stage is being played by a person on the stage.
It's like Disney. Right?
Yeah.
We set the scene.
And so if we killed that, all of that background like stuff that was filling
And
in
then
would
it just
also
sounds
be
like
killed.
blink, 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 blink,
There'd be a
blink.
drummer and a guitarist, maybe, right? And so he couldn't adjust to where the rest of the band was.
No.
He had to stay. And they
Where
were
he
singing
was.
two separate parts, like one stanza behind each other
Ouch.
for like a whole verse until they like all kind of
Merged.
locked eyes and they're like,
Something's not right here.
something's wrong. This is right. Let's get back on it. And then we lifted
my
up
goodness.
the Lord and thanked him for our living hope
Yeah.
for the remainder of the song.
Man, that joyful noise got
Yeah.
made.
But so shout out to Ben and also
So glad you're on the
Storytime.
team,
That's
Ben.
what happens
Yeah.
when you involve students in leadership. It's
sometimes
going to be messy. It's going to be
and glorious.
awkward and beautiful and embarrassing and all the things. But shout out to Ben for not letting that dissuade him. He was like,
Love it.
yeah, we're going to do it again next week. It'll be great.
Fantastic.
I love it.
I
So,
love it.
all
All right.
right.
So if you see Ben, say hello.
And let's crash land this thing.
All right. Love you guys.
See you.